Hello family, this is Peggy saying how you doing today. I'm doing this video in reference to Dolly Parton passing. Just wanted to tell the family how important Dolly was to the whole world. I recently purchased a bottle of Dolly Parton syrup, and she uh, was very famous, and I thought it was ideal to buy it because I looked at it and it was shaped like a guitar. So I wanted to see exactly how good this syrup was. So I bought two containers, two bottles of her syrup from Ollie's about a couple months ago, back in June, early part or late, early part of July. And she was a very famous songwriter, singer. But Dolly did so much for the whole world and the country, especially the United States. I worked in a program that promoted reading, and I was a family support worker. And during that period of time, I had the most pleasurable time joining in with the United Way to make sure that every child that was born from birth to 5 years old would receive a book every month through her library. And I signed up many families, like thousands of families, to receive books. Even if they move, they change the address, they can reapply, and the books will continue until they were 5 years old. So if you multiply 5 years times 12, that's how many books these every child should have had or gotten from her program. And I thought they were very nice, expensive books, and books that I read to some of the babies, children up to 5 years old that stayed in my program. And I made sure that parents took time to read. We promoted reading, and reading was very special to me and to the parents, to let the parents know they're their child first teacher. And oftentimes parents neglect to think that they value their kids as their parents did, or nobody told them how valuable their kids were to them. And I was there to help them believe in themselves and pretty much telling every mother that they were going to be a good mother, even though it looked like they weren't going in the right direction. But God, they were encouraged. I accentuated the positives in their lives. I did a lot of affirmations and told them to believe in themselves and tell themselves that they can do this and that they do have help and support from me. And I did home visits with prenatal moms before the babies were born and up until 5 years old. So some of the homes I stayed in until they were almost 6, but it was fun and I enjoyed every moment of it because I think every parent deserves to be told that they can be a good parent no matter how bad or where they came from or how their family let them down or never told them that they were anybody. I will go in and tell them they are somebody and their babies matter to them. And a lot of the moms appreciated that and they began to call me family. And I work closely with the Haitian community and they gave me a name, Madam Peggy, because I was there for them. And I just want to thank those that helped make Dolly Parton products be a service to remember because she did so many things and making the pancakes, the biscuits, the syrup, are just a few of her great adventures that came out really nice and people enjoyed it and remember her because she lived a life that was true to who she was. And she come from a large family of 12 and she was number 4 of the 12. And she was in a one room cabin house. That's what they call home. And they said that the floors were full of dirt. but there was a lot of love, and she had a interest in music, and they sang. They had a spiritual background, and she said the reason why she did this library project because of her father, who was not educated, didn't know how to read or write, but he knew how to read a person, and that was most special to her. So she promoted that, and I thank God, and I pray that it will continue on, although she's gone, that this was her signature, that she did what she could do while she could, and she didn't mind spending the money. And I just am so happy that she took time to think about others and not just about herself. And money didn't change her. She was the same from the day she started to the day that she died. She wanted to live a private and a peaceful life, not being out in the spotlight only when necessary. And she lost her husband last year, 2025, and that kind of made her feel like she needed not to focus on herself, but she was grieving. And sometimes when you grieve, you kind of lose sight on yourself, and that's what she did. But we are grateful to her and her family that they will continue to publish books for little ones for them to read, and let them know that they are important, that they are somebody, and that the more they learn, the more knowledge they will acquire, and that somebody is there needing their support and help as she did. Maybe some one little child could pick up the same kind of activities that she did, maybe playing music, maybe writing music, and she just did marvelous things. And we are so proud, and we say God bless her in her passing, her family that were tight knitted, and they seemed to loved her for who she was. And I'm sure she took care of her family. And I am so grateful that I had this syrup. And a lot of people don't know how that made me feel when she passed, because I had two bottles, and I I wanted to feed. I have a shelf in my garage to help feed the hungry or people that are in need of food. And someone came by and took my other bottle of Dolly Parton syrup because they liked the way it looked, and her name says a lot. All you had to do was say Dolly, and her products would just sell. So she was really a remarkable woman who loved people, who loved giving back to the community and to the country and to the world. We say thank you. Thank the Lord for having Dolly in our lives, because I believe she didn't see color or creed or culture. She was very diverse, and she seemed to love everybody she came in contact with, and she knew how to treat people. That's something we all need to learn to do, regardless of where we come from or how much money that we make. Because the Bible asks you a question: what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? So, even you may live in the finest home, you may drive the best cars, you had the most expensive clothes and shoes, and you just have it going on. But at the end of the day, when you pass away like Dollar, you can't take that with you. You're going to have to leave it here for somebody else to enjoy. So we have to remember that whatever we do, we should be extending our gifts, our talents, and everything that we own to help someone else. And know that God will be pleased, and we're pleasing Him, and that we don't lose our soul over material things, because only what you do for Christ will last. And Dolly grew up in a spiritual home and sang in church, so she know the word. She lived it, and she had to know that she had to make her peace with God before she left from here. So we just not trying to put her into heaven, because God has the final say. But we believe that her heart spoke a lot of how God was pleased and satisfied with what she did for the whole country and the whole world. And especially she treated her family kindly. So be encouraged, family, to know that we are doing a good work, And I'm here to spread the good news that Jesus loves you in spite of all we do, that we all sin and fall short of the glory of God every day. We are not so heaven bound till we are no earthly good. And I believe to live my life like that. So if you want to find some syrup, this it tastes very good. It has a good flavor. And my husband been using it on his pancakes. I don't eat pancakes that often, but it is so good. It's an original. This is an original syrup. And this has been on my shelf for a couple months, and we are enjoying it little bit by little bit. And I pray that you will find it and find a need to use it for yourself and your family. But it's shaped like a guitar. It is so pretty. And Dolly loved pink. Pink is Dolly's signature color. And we're just so happy that I could share this with you today. A lot of people are looking for this. I have another one that my person that said that they were going to bring it back to us, but even if they don't and use it, it's still all good because it tastes good, and it has zero fat, only 11 sugars, and 28 carbs. So we hope you find this on your shelf or in your store somewhere. But Ollie's was this place that I found this, and I said thank you, and thanks for listening to me. May God bless Dolly and her family. She's gone on, but her family is important. Be blessed in the Lord, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.